condition, but we at least have a positive ID on the boat and driver, Sean Bauscher. We have further been told that Sean himself is sitting up. We will take that as good news, but it's what we are told. We will not expand on it any further. Dave Villwalk goes down the front straightaway. Oh, So when you come out of the pit area here for H1 Unlimited qualifying, you come out of the pit, you go down the front straightaway, you get a green flag. You are then on the clock. So Dave Villwalk, coming off the lower end of the race course, is our first qualifier here, or attempted qualifier here, and he is blistering up the backstretch here. Sean, you're giving me thumbs up. Are you okay, my friend? He's got 2 thumbs up from Sean Bauscher. Best news of the weekend so far. Sean, thank you very much. He is okay walking back through the pit area. That's a better sight than Dave Villwalk ripping through the top end of the race course, and it's not even close. Great news. Sean Bauscher, 1 lap in the books for Dave Villwalk. He is our first qualifier. The qualifying attempt is 3 laps. They will take your fastest lap as your qualifying time. That one, I can assure you, as it must be, has to be north of 130 miles an hour. It was indeed that fast. First lap for Dave Villwalk, 164.317 miles an hour. And there is our fastest lap turned so far today. It's been turned in qualifying. Villwalk has got a rocket ship under him. He is flying down the backstretch. First lap at $1:64. He's to the entrance pin, to the top end of the race cars. Oh my goodness. The driver who has won this race 9 times just woke up everybody in Southern California with a lap north of 164. Down the front straightaway, he will come down and put a second lap in the book. Is it faster, slower? Where is it? We will have it as we monitor the official radio. Dave Villwalk driving a U40. The Beacon Plumbing backed it off quite a bit on that one. 157.842. 157.842 miles an hour. I think he likes that 164. You don't want to push it too hard and pick up a fuel flow violation or an N2 violation, because it would wipe out the entire qualification run. Sometimes you'll see a quick lap followed by a couple of slow ones for that very reason. But Dave still got his foot in it as he reaches the entrance pin here of turn 2, the SeaWorld turn. He will come off the corner. The boat compressor stalls just a little bit. He will come off the corner and come down, pick up a checkered flag, and this qualification effort will be put in the books. He has grabbed everybody's attention. Dave Villwalk, 3 up and 3 down. We'll get a speed on lap number 3 as Dave pulls his foot. 155.798.
Brad, I've got Sean here. No, Sean, you gave the 2 thumbs up to Brad when you saying you're okay, but the Race Rescue gave you an 8 out of 10. Can you tell all of our fans what exactly happened coming out of turn 1?
Well, I got a crappy start. I was coming up around the turn, and it was a little bit of an ocean out there. I had the wing up because we were flying through the turn, and I was just getting ready to straighten the boat out and come up the front stretch, and I'm sorry, the back stretch, and either caught a gust of wind or I had the wing in the wrong position, and the boat just went for a ride.
Well, you haven't seen the damage on the boat, but I'm looking at it earlier. It doesn't look too bad. You might be able to get it back out on the water, you think, maybe tomorrow?
We'll see what the engine did. Hopefully the engine didn't hurt. No structural damage. So, yeah, I'll be back in the water tomorrow.
Now, that's spoken by a true boat racer right there. He says, you know what, I'm going to be back out on the water first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that'd be a great time to test. Get the water dried out, get the dry out of me. I was in the water for a little second there. Kind of worried me for a split second, but we got out. Swallowed a little bit of water. The salt water tastes real good, by the way. But no, we'll get the boat back in. We'll get her tore down, see what's wrong with it, and try to be ready for tomorrow morning.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it. Glad you were doing okay. We will hopefully going to see you back out on the water tomorrow morning. So as we've said it before, it's seat time, and that gentleman getting out of that beacon plumbing has got a lot of experience and a lot of seat time behind him. So we're going to be looking forward to seeing Dave as he makes it back out on the course. But to our fans here at San Diego, we're going to watch that beautiful J&Ds make it out onto the course.
Yep, the J&Ds is away. Dave Villwock just caught the line off the dock and talked to that team, talked to that crew yesterday. They had some new parts and pieces to throw at the race course. Early indicator, those look pretty positive.
I like that idea. That boat, Brad, just looks so pretty as it goes down the front stretch. And Jamie behind the wheel started his career in outboard racing, moved his way up into the Unlimiteds. And, it's been a lot of work, but he has proven to himself why he deserves to be in the seat of that U11 J&Ds.
Well, he's down at the bottom end of the race course right now. Big wall of water up that skid fin. We'll see what kind of a line. Jamie wants the nice corner. Jamie comes out about lane number 2. Jamie will come up the backstretch on this lap number 1. Look at Jamie fly the boat, picking up the right side sponsor, just having it dance on the top of the water. Nielsen, top end of the race course. U11 J&Ds, owned by Scott and Shannon Rainey. Brand new facility for that boat. Brand new home port in Cle Elum, Washington. In central Washington. It is an absolutely gorgeous location that they call home. Don't know if it compares to this. Entirely different, but it is a beautiful location that they have found in the central part of the state of Washington. First lap is in the books, 149.112, 149.112 miles an hour. Jamie Nielsen on lap number 1. Slides out just a little bit wider on this particular corner coming up the backstretch. We get a great view up here atop the tower of the line. The guys want to take through that lower corner. When they come off that exit pin down there, they basically are running right at us. They're coming right in our lap. Jamie Nielsen sets it up, hangs the boat on the hook, as we call it. That's when he starts to turn it left, and that big skid fin on the left side, on the trailing edge of that left sponson, digs in and puts that big wall of water up in the air. Jamie will come down and put 2 in the book. First lap at 149. Was he able to move this north of 150 miles an hour? Monitoring the radio, we'll have it here shortly. He has improved. He's come up at least 2 miles an hour. 151.423, 151.423 miles an hour. Pretty much the same line through the lower corner this time. Radio man to Jamie Nielsen is boat owner Scott Rainey, as he watches his driver. And Scott and Shannon and that crew have put their heart and soul into this boat, the former T4 Miss Budweiser, and it is running beautifully. Light on the sponson that time. I like his line up the backstretch at the entrance pin to this corner. I think it was better. He had a problem, I thought, right there when he came off of turn 2 on lap number 2. I think he's cleaner this time. Can he bump it up a little bit? Last lap, 151.4. What's Jamie got for us this time as he has completed lap number 3? Still awaiting the time to come through. We'll have it as soon as it gets stated on the radio. And so far, we do not have a time on the third lap. But my 2 scribes up here are now writing feverishly. So I'm thinking we have something here. It's better yet. 152.142 miles an hour. 152.142 miles an hour. Jamie Nielsen will be our second qualifier for the 2021 Home Street Bank San Diego Bay Fair. Congratulations, Jamie Nielsen and the U11 racing team, the J&Ds. Now, I want to go back to Dave Villwock's lap at 164.317. We were talking about course records earlier today, and we separate those records between non-restricted, non-fuel restricted records and those since fuel restrictions in 2009. The qualification lap record for 164.759. Dave's lap, 164.317. Just 0.4 of a mile an hour less. However, there's a silver lining. The course record is held by Dave Villwock from 2011. He would have been knocking down his own record, but I think he would have liked to have had it. I can tell you for sure Kelly Stockland would have liked to. Good run for Dave Villwock. The boat is in tech inspection now where the black box is, and Jamie Nielsen is back to the dock. Next up on our qualifying ladder, I believe, is Corey Peabody. Should be Corey Peabody, then J. Michael Kelly, and then Jimmy Shane. The line is off the nose of the 9. They spool up the turbine. We can see the propeller turning from right here, looking down on that beautiful black, silver, and red Pinnacle Peak Construction. Away from the dock, Corey Peabody. It's kind of interesting to watch these drivers line as they come out of the pit area, because when they cross start finish line, they are on the clock. So here comes Corey. He goes way to the right before he starts to bend it to the left, as he's doing now. And I think he wants to get a good long run at that start finish line, at least the best he can. He enters the race course right now. He is accelerating the boat down the front straightaway. Corey Peabody about to get put on the clock in the U9. Pinnacle Peak Consulting.
Well, Brad, as we take our eyes on the water, I'm going to give you an interview with a very, very important person. I am standing here with Mr. Darrell Strong. As you look out onto the course, you're not looking at any average boat out there. This is your boat. You are the owner. This is your first season. You've been watching hydroplane racing for quite a while over in the Tri-Cities area, and now you decide to go out and buy a boat. Tell me, as an owner, how you feel every time you hear that boat, the turbine spin up, the boat leave the dock.
I can't believe it. Yeah, it's cool. And then you're worried that something will break, but then you're happy and you're excited. Usually by the time it leaves the dock, I'm already down somewhere else by the radio guys, so I can see it better.
Well, as an owner, tell me how, and tell our fans, how do you choose your drivers? You've picked 2 very good drivers. How do you pick a driver out of all of these drivers that are out here, all these crew members? A lot of them have a lot of experience with these hydroplanes, but how do you pick a driver?
Well, we hired Corey before we had a boat, and we were going to use him with whatever boat we sponsored, and then we ended up buying some boats, and Corey was so instrumental in how we put the team together and our philosophies and everything. And then the fact that Corey and J. Michael were such good friends kind of paired them together.
Well, you not only own one boat that's out here on the course, you also have another boat right here ready to take out onto the course. So I don't think I've ever heard of this. Brad will probably correct me, but I have never heard of a boat owner coming into the sport and right off the bat buying 2 boats. I've heard of them buying one boat and then buying another one, but you went in just full force, head into the sport, and decided to buy 2 boats.
Yeah, not even sure how that happened.
Well, tell us a little bit about the shop. I was lucky enough a couple weeks to go down to visit your shop. You know, these boats are huge. They're 30 feet long, so you have to have a fairly big shop, but you have a huge shop. Tell us the size of your shop and explain to us a little bit what goes on inside the shop.
It's about 14,000 square feet, and my stipulation, I want it to look like a racing shop. If I bring a potential sponsor in there, I want it to look like guys are serious about racing, and so what goes on there is I feel like it's just a great place for the people to come, bring their family. We have a loft area for the kids. We have an entertaining place. We just try to do a lot of things. We have 2 refrigerators stocked with a lot of beer, and so we have a great crew that likes to go there, and so we get a lot of volunteer hours just because they want to come to the shop.
Exactly. Okay, well, we're going to put our eyes back out on the water for your driver, Corey Peabody, as he's out on the course. Brad Luce, give us some times and give us some speeds. How is he doing out there?
Corey Peabody in lap number 1 turned a 149 and change. Lap number 2, he stepped it up a little bit, 151 and change. His fast lap was the third one, which he just completed. He's now coming off the lower end of the race course, having just completed his third lap at 153.967. So basically 154, but it's 153.967 miles per hour. Corey Peabody, top end of the race course. Corey's coming off the race course at a pretty high rate of speed here. Wasn't sure exactly what he was doing, but he's backed off of it now. And he will come back to the pit area and yield to his teammate, the U8, and J. Michael Kelly. Out on the race course, we have now our national high points driver leader, J. Michael Kelly, aboard the U8, the Miss Tri-Cities. You heard Kay Brewer talking to Darrell Strong, boat owner. As Mike comes off the lower end of the course, he is on the clock. We'll see what kind of a time we can get from the young man. This is a very, very fast race boat. You heard Jean Thioret say this morning, it's very light on its feet. It likes this big race course. And boy, you can just see him, Kay, slam that thing to the left when he gets to that entrance pin of the corner.
That's a J. Michael Kelly move right there. You know, watching him, whether it be here in an unlimited hydroplane, in a 1 liter class, in an outboard class, that guy drives every boat to the extreme. And you know, I just love watching J. Michael Kelly. You and I have been there. When he races at Detroit, when he goes into the Rooster Tail turn, he has nothing on the water but maybe about an inch of that fin.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot. Kay, I got good news.
Really?
The 164 mile an hour lap that Dave Villwalk turned has cleared tech inspection. That is his qualifying time. Congratulations to Dave Villwalk, Kelly Stockland, that entire race team, Taylor Evans. 164. They're our top qualifier right now, and they have cleared tech inspection. Great job.
That is exactly what that team needed to hear. Unfortunately, Kelly Stockland, you saw it earlier, went under power. He broke a gearbox out for the weekend. So unfortunately for Kelly, but fortunately for Dave Villwalk, we're going to bring that peppiness back into that bucket list racing.
First lap for J. Michael Kelly was 152.583. Second lap going to be a tick faster, 153.108. Trust me, there's a lot left in this unlimited hydroplane. This boat has a history, very, very high speed. Mike out to about lane 3 here, coming right straight at us up the backstretch here on beautiful Mission Bay in San Diego, California. It is the 2021 Home Street Bank San Diego Bay. Look at him pick up that right sponson and put the air underneath the boat. You can't go fast unless you want to fly this thing. And he's doing a fine job of it. I'm sure our fans, Kay, I know you have seen it. Tate and Jared Meyer on the H1 Unlimited YouTube channel and on Facebook have posted that video questioning whether or not the perfect boat ride exists. And I'll tell you what, that right sponson on the front straightaway in the Tri-Cities was just hung in the air without touching.
Exactly. J. Michael Kelly sure does know how to float the boat and put a little bit too much air underneath that boat sometimes.
155.461. 155.461 fast lap for the U8, the Miss Tri-Cities. So, now everybody get ready. We've got a top qualifier, Dave Villwalk, at 164.317 miles an hour. He has cleared tech inspection. Fast lap for the U11 was 152.142. They too have cleared the tech truck. That means there won't be any technical violations. Their 152 will stand. Our second fastest speed has been turned in by J. Michael Kelly at 155. Then it is Corey Peabody at 153. However, if we turn around, there is a powder blue hydroplane sitting in the water that is mighty, mighty fast. And that would be the Miss Home Straight and Jimmy Shane.
Yeah, I talked to Jimmy Shane earlier, and he says, I'm going for that top qualifying speed. And Dave Villwalk pretty much stepped the game up for him and gave him quite the challenge. So we're going to have to see if Jimmy can go out there and beat that 164. That's pretty fast out there in the water, but I've seen this Home Street boat, and it can move. The bigger course, like you said, will keep up the bigger speed.
Okay, the good news is I had a conversation this morning with Jean Thioret. He was talking about the time he spent out on this race course and in that boat that J. Michael Kelly's coming back in. I see he's come up the stairs to talk to us again, but he brought ice cream, but he didn't bring any for us.
I don't know, Mr. Jean Thioret, we might have to close the border and you won't be able to go back up to Canada until you bring me an ice cream. I like, let's see here, cookie dough. I would like some cookie dough or ice cream. He's not even listening to us.
No, he's not. He's just eating his ice cream and pretending like we're not even here. Jean, where's our ice cream?
It's right here. Look, I just took it out of his hands.
So you saw that 164 that your old pal Mr. Vilwalk turned out. That was pretty impressive.
I'm going to have to go back into his head again.
But I want to show you something. He turned the lap. Where is it? 164.3. Fuel restricted record. 164.7. But the silver lining is he has that one too.
Dave Vilwalk has his name all across your sheet here with all kinds of breaking records, speed records, winning. I mean, he's just, John Therrett, I think you need to get back into the boat and give him a challenge.
Well, I made the comment coming down here that this was the fuel restricted record there of 164. I made the comment that one's going to fall this weekend. Almost did. in the water down there, and they will get the opportunity to run a second time if they want. So all right, so the lid is down on Jimmy Shane and the U1, the Miss Home Street. The boat, the propeller begins to twirl up. He spools up and lights the candle on that T55 L7 Lycoming turbine engine. He's away from the dock. This is the Home Street Bank San Diego Bayfair. This is the Miss Home Street. Oh, would they love to win this one? And would he like to go out and set a message? Now look where he's going.
Yeah.
He's doing the same line again. They're going way out there wide so they can square it up and run down the start and finish line, because they go on the clock as soon as they get down across start finish line now. They're trying to get a good long run at it, and Jimmy's got it wound up. Here we go. We watched this boat turn a lap at a $1.66 in the Tri-Cities, but he fell to tech inspection that time. We'll see what happens. Lap 1 of 3 is underway. Jimmy is on the clock. Water conditions are outstanding right now.
I don't know, Brad. Did you watch that rooster tail as he went into the turn one? There was a lot of movement, and I have a feeling there is some air that's coming, a wind gust that keeps coming through on that first turn, and we're going to have to watch to see, Brad.
There is that channel down there. I can't say the name of the point of land, but there is a channel of air that comes through here. We have seen that cause trouble before, but Jimmy getting a good boat ride up the backstretch on the first of 3 times around in his qualification effort. Shane hangs it on the hook. Beautiful unlimited hydroplane through the SeaWorld turn, and just like that, Kay Brewer, it's entrance pin, apex, exit, we're gone.
Yeah, he went in that turn, grabbed a huge handful of wheel and went for it. You know, like you said, he's got to beat 164.
We'll see what he gets on lap number 1. Monitoring the official radio. We'll have it here as soon as my scribes put it down. Bottom end of the race course. Watch his line out of the corner. Sliding out lane 1 naked, lane 2. First lap, 162.695. He is sniffing it, Kay. He's sniffing it.
Well, keep in mind that they're getting those same numbers, so I'm sure radio personnel is keying into Jimmy saying, you know what, we need a couple more miles an hour and give it to us.
He's close. He's close. Top end of the race course. It's just amazing to me how fast he gets in and out of the corners here with this boat. Then it's all pure acceleration off that exit pin, and how fast can he get her down to the start finish line. And this boat is magnificent. It has been magnificent since the day they christened it in 2018 in the Tri-Cities. Second lap is in the books, 163.342. Oh, he's close. He's really close. He needs 1 more mile an hour. He's a mile an hour short right now of Dave Villwalk's 164.317. Remember, there are points on the line here, and Jimmy is trying to catch J. Michael Kelly in the National High Points Driver Championship. He could get some points on Mike right here. Watch him set the boat up, turn it hard to the left.
I don't know. He did look like he was getting a little flighty and had to let off on the throttle coming into turn number 2. So we're going to have to see what those times are. We'll see if he was able to get that 164.
He is sniffing the top qualifier position. We will have it here momentarily as his third and final lap is in the books. Just waiting for the scribes to put it down. It has been written down, and I'll tell you what, Kay Brewer, he's backed it off just a little bit, 162.834. So his fast lap, 163.342. Dave's lap is cleared tech at 164.317. I don't care how you cut it, that's moving. That is flat out moving. When you figure that is an average speed around this race course, and you watch them go into the corner and how much speed they scruff off when they turn that thing to the left. Man, oh man.
Yeah, that's incredible speed, but just remember, we'll be back here tomorrow. We're going to put multiple boats out here at the same time doing speeds of an average of 160 miles an hour. Now, Brad, to me, that's just crazy.
It is crazy. We would like to say the U9.